Hey everyone, it's Patrick. Welcome to your Tuesday yoga video. As requested, today we're going to do a very nice, simple restorative yoga practice to bring some relief to your hamstrings, your hips, your calves, and your shoulders. All these areas of the body get very tight naturally because of the lives we live and being stressed out. So it's always good to give them a little bit extra self-love and self-care, which is exactly what we are about to do. Before we begin, could you please hit the like button on this video, show us some support. We greatly appreciate all of you guys coming and practicing with us on here. It's such a treat to share yoga with you. And it also lets us know what kind of yoga videos you guys like most so we can try and make as many of those as possible. With that being said, in this video today, I'm going to use a number of props, but you don't need many of them. In fact, the only thing you really need is a yoga mat and a countertop, a tabletop, or something that you can just drop your chest lower than. So, with all that being said, let's begin. So as you can see here, we have a lot of props. All the stuff you don't necessarily need is just what was available to me here. Again, I'm also going to be practicing this on a hardwood floor. As you notice, my yoga mat is actually rolled up. We're not going to roll out the yoga mat for this practice at all. You won't need to. You will use it in a different way. And that's what we're going to do first. It's one of the best things I like to do to help alleviate any knots in my calves or tight spots in my hamstrings. We're going to take a few rounds of what we commonly and very nicely call calf smashing. So if you're on a carpet, you wouldn't need the blanket per se, but I'm going to use it here because I'm on the hardwood floor. So I bring out the blanket to pad the knees a little bit, and I take my mat and it's rolled up in any way, shape, or form you want it to be rolled up. And so again, by that I mean it doesn't need to be in its complete thickest place. You could have it a little bit less, just depending on how tight your calves are or how much pressure you want. Obviously, the firmer or thicker it is, the more challenging the pose is going to be. So we'll start with this and put it right in the base of the calf. Right as close to the knee as you can, or at the midpoint. And then you'll just sit right back on it. Try and keep your spine nice and long, and remember to breathe. If you're doing this along with me right now, you can already tell this part is very intense. You need to allow yourself to kind of relax and release. Try and have the crown of the head nice and long, and just sit gently on the mat. And we'll take a few moments here. In fact, we'll just count our breath. If you ever want this to be longer because you're really feeling an amazing sensation in opening up the hamstrings and the calves, by all means, feel free. This is something I actually do quite often when I'm watching a TV show or reading a book or listening to a podcast or music or anything, because it kind of gives you a nice, relieving, calm feeling while you're doing something that's challenging, albeit very passive. That's kind of how this practice is going to be. There's going to be some challenging moments in it, but they're also going to be very passive moments. So you want to either find something to distract you if that's what you're looking for, or find something to focus on. And maybe that's the breath, and that's what we'll do here. So let's take 10 breaths together. Beautiful. After you finish your 10 breaths, you can decide if you'd like to keep the mat where it is or adjust. I'm going to adjust the mat a little bit. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. If you notice here, there's a little bit of space between my mat and the back of my knee. I want to get it right up in the back of the knee for a little bit of relief. So I'm going to unroll the mat just a touch so it gets a bit smaller and can fit a little bit nicer in that position. And then sit right back on top of it. And the smaller the mat is, it's a little bit less pressure, but again, you need to make sure you can find something that fits properly into those spaces of the body. And then we'll take another 10 breaths. Really try and stay calm through this process. Try and find an equal amount of length through your inhales, your pauses, and your exhales. Now I'll cue you through a few rounds here. We'll do a 4 count breathing pattern. So inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll up the rhythm of the breath to 5 count. So inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit up off your mat. It's probably quite challenging. At some point during that training, you were probably like, that was terrible. Please never make me do that again. Again, quick 5 minutes and all of a sudden completely changes your practice. So it's a really nice thing to do. We're going to set that aside for just a moment and we're going to give our legs a little bit of a break and move just into some light shoulder flexibility. So for this, what I want to do is bring my elbows on top of these blocks. And if you don't have 2 yoga blocks, it's fine. You don't need it. You could just have a tabletop or a countertop or literally anything that allows you to drop your chest lower than the blocks. That's all we're looking for here. So we'll start, just bring your elbows onto the blocks. You'll find a width for you. Sometimes shoulder width is really nice. That's what I prefer and what I'll use here. But that doesn't mean you could not use a little bit more narrow or a little bit broader, just depending on what feels best. And all you're going to do is just press the palms together and work to drop the heart a little bit lower than the elbows. Keeping the shoulder blades on the back, pressing the palms together, so you're having action in the arms even as you drop down. Very similar to child's pose, except for the hips will sit on top of the knees. Let the head hang heavy. And just remember to breathe here. Allow yourself to release on every exhale. And allow yourself to become recommitted to the pose on every inhale. So the inhales help you recommit, and the exhales help you release. So you're always playing with this balance of complete focus and complete relaxation. Try and keep your mind very steady. Perfect. And then lift the chest away from the ground. If you do have the blocks, come up on the plank on the blocks. Again, we're not going to do this for any long amount of time, but just to offset some of the work of the flexibility of the space being created, helping us get ready for the next round. If you're not using blocks, just use the ground. Like, you don't need to be higher or lower. It's just like, okay, recommitting to the focus, the strength, and then coming back into the stretch. So the elbows or the forearm, or excuse me, the elbows or the triceps are on the block, or maybe your hands are on the counter this time, or the table, whatever you're using. And just begin to drop the chest lower. You can feel a release here. Always feel the opportunity to adjust. Like right there, I felt like my knees were a little bit close. And so spacing them out of it actually made this a lot more comfortable and connected for me as an experience. You always want to be finding the difference between focus and presence. When you're focused, you're 100% in the zone on one thing, but it does not always mean that you are present. Presence knows when you need something altered or switched. And rise back out. Really good. Take a moment there, roll the shoulders around a few times. Again, if you want the plank pose, just to reset the arms a bit, feel free, but I hope that feels nice around the shoulders. The next thing we'll do will be frog pose. So again, you don't need a mat or a blanket, but I am going to use both here. And I actually am going to roll out the mat just slightly for this. So again, with the frog pose, don't need much mat, but because I'm on a hard floor, the mat and the blanket will serve me quite well. Begin to space them out wide. Just getting a nice inner hip stretch. Trying to press the insides of the feet down to the ground. The knees are hips width distance apart. Block the mat from moving. Come down, hold the block. And what I like to do here is just always be gently swaying. So again, it could be subtle movements, like you may not be able to tell I'm moving while you're watching this video, but just these little forwards and backwards shifts of the hips. They allow me to stay active in the stretch and not just kind of get stuck in one place, only feeling pain or only feeling sensations. Like I'm kind of in, holding, and then out a little bit. And then going back, holding, maybe moving around in that more deep, flexible, sensation-driven position. But then I hop out for a moment. And so you're always kind of finding this gentle sway, forwards and backwards, maybe a little bit side to side, just depending on how flexible you are here. You can let the head hang heavy. You can walk the elbows and the forearms out longer, try to find a bit more space. You can feel shifts in the tilting of the tailbone, the engagement of the core. All of these things are things you can do, but the thing you must do is breathe. Of course, that's what keeps you alive. Every opportunity is decided by the inhale and the exhale. Try and find a steady position. Hold it there for a moment, taking out the movement that we've been searching for throughout this practice so far. Just take 3 more breaths. Really nice, and then slowly find your way out of the pose. You're probably feeling a bit of sensation in the hips right now. Let that help you relax and find a bit of calm. So another great opportunity to use the block or your yoga mat here. I'll show you both variations to kind of close off our practice. And it's super simple. We just did a few poses, but they feel really good, and it helps you find a little bit of relief through the legs and the shoulders. But they help you find a little bit of relief through the hips and the shoulders. Those are two places that hold a lot of tension in the body. This last thing we'll do, we'll put the block in between the shoulder blades on the mid or highest height, dropping down and bringing the head to the floor. You're using the block to kind of give your shoulder blades a bit of a massage. You're folding over the back of it. If you don't have a yoga block, again, you have the opportunity to just roll up the yoga mat and put that the long ways up the spine. Make sure if you're doing that the head is supported. It just seems to feel better. At least that's my opinion. We'll take a few breaths here just to kind of close everything off. Find a nice bit of stillness, a nice bit of ease, including the work of our restorative practice. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like this video. Remember, we have new yoga videos that come out every Tuesday, new food videos that come out every Wednesday, and video vlogs that come your way on Thursdays. Again, thank you guys so much for taking the time to practice with me, and I hope you have an amazing day. Peace.